All right, so thank you for joining us today. What we want to discuss today is living things and non-living things. Living things and non-living things. So, living things are things that have life in them, and they have all the characteristics of life. So, they possess all the characteristics of life. Examples are human being, plants, animals, anything that has life in them is regarded as living things. Then non-living things are things that do not have life in them and does not possess the characteristics of life. For example, they like our tables, our chairs, the TV, computer, anything that does not have life in them, all those are called non-living things. Uh, Matter is anything that has mass. So matter can be either living or non-living. So anything that has mass and occupies space is matter. Matter can either be living or non-living. So we can have living matter and as well as non-living matter. So living matter has life in them, while non-living matter does not have life in them. So in the light of that, living matters has life in them and non-living matters do not have life in them. Now, what are the states of matter? State of matter, we have defined matter as anything that has mass and occupies space. So matter exists in three distinct states. Matter exists in three different states. Number one, we have the solid state matter, and we have the liquid state matter and the gaseous state matter. So those are the states of matters that we have. So moving on to the next slide, let's see matter in the solid state and their property. So matter in the solid state has a definite volume, has a definite volume, has a definite shape. Matter in the solid state like our tables, our chalk and the board and those such things like that that are compact together are called matter in the solid state. And so they have a definite shape. For instance, our board has a definite shape, rectangular in shape. So matter, the particles of matter, any solid matter, the particles are tightly packed together. So there's no space between their particles. They are tightly packed together and so do not move, cannot move freely, but vibrate about a fixed point. Matter is not compressible, that means you cannot compress, and matter has a rigid structure. Examples of matter include metals, ice cubes. You see that in the particles of ice cubes are jointly packed together. So stones, ice cubes, uh, all of that are solid matter. And look at just looking at the picture here, if you look at the picture here, so the picture here shows the compartment, how compact matter is in the solid state are. There's no space between them, they are tightly packed together, and they have a definite shape. They have a definite shape. Then they don't move about. You cannot, their particles cannot move about freely. Then let's move on to another state of matter, the liquid state of matter. So matter in the liquid state has a volume. The particles in the liquid state are slightly packed together. Compare them to the solid state. Look at their particles. They are slightly packed together. They are not tightly as tightly packed together as those of the solid state. So they are uh, slightly packed together. Then they don't have a definite shape, but they take the shape of their container. They don't have a definite shape, but takes the shape of their container. That's matter in the particles in the solid state vibrate, move about and slide past each other. So because they are not compact, they are not as tightly packed as the solid state, so their particles can still have movement. They can still move, they can slide past each other. So examples of matter in the solid state are water, kerosene, petrol and wine. Anything liquid, anything like water is called called matter in the liquid state. Matter in the liquid state. So examples of matter in the solid state, we have the stones, we have the cubes, ice cubes. So their particles are tightly packed together. They have a definite shape and volume. But on the other hand, the liquid state, their particles are slightly packed together. Then the third one is particles, the gaseous state of matter. So gaseous state of matter, uh, gaseous matter do not have definite shape, and their volume is negligible. Particles in the gaseous state are loosely packed together and move about freely at high speed. They move about freely at high speed. So they possess the highest kinetic energy. They can move freely. The gaseous particles are in continuous random motion. Random means they have a zigzag pattern. They move zigzag pattern. They just move anyhow. So they can move freely. They possess the greatest kinetic energy of the three states of matter. They possess the greatest kinetic energy, and they take the volume of their container. Since they do not have a particular volume, they don't have volume, so but they take the volume of their container. Examples is oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen and hydrogen. So all of those gases are examples of the gaseous state of matter, and this what gases looks like, gas particles. So um classification of living things. How living things are classified. Living things are classified for our class here. Living things are classified into plants and animals. Plants and animals for the lower elementary class here. For this junior secondary school here. So living things are classified as plants and animals, and living things, either plants or animals, are described by scientists as organism. So we will be referring to living things as living organisms, as organisms. Now, based on the numbers of cells that living things have, living things are classified as one, unicellular organisms. We have multicellular organisms. So a unicellular organisms is one which is made up of one celled organism, and they are very tiny that they cannot be seen with unaided eyes, but with the help of microscope. Then the other group is the multicellular organisms that are made up of two or more cells, and they are very large. On broad basis, living organisms are classified as either plant or animal. Living organisms are classified as either plant or animal. So classification of plants and animals. Plants are classified into two broad groups as flowering plants or non-flowering plants. Plants that produce flowers and those, so based on that, plants that reproduce or uh, produces flowers, and those that do not produce flowers. Animals are classified into two also: vertebrates and invertebrate. That is, animals with backbone and animals without backbones. So examples of animals that has backbone, we have species of fishes, we have apes like birds, reptiles like lizard and snakes, amphibians like frog, and mammals like monkeys, lions, and even man. So examples of animals without backbones are invertebrates like liver fluke, like nematodes, like annelids, like echinoderms. So those are animals without backbones. So characteristics, what are the things that helps us to identify living things? How can we identify what are the characteristics of living things? So number one, movement. All living things can move. It's either they can move part of their body or they can move their whole body from one place to another. Another characteristic is respiration. All living things can respire. So I'm going to give us a short form, a way to remember living things. A short form and a way to remember living things. We have first of all M. M stands for movement. M stands for movement. So all animals can move. All animals can move. So that's the M. So all animals can move, so that they move their own body. The next one is R. R. So all animal can respire. All animals can all animal can respire. The next one is sensitivity. That is the ability of an organism to respond to changes in their external environment. So that forms Mrs. Mrs. S. So MRS. MRS. Then N nutrition. Then E for excretion. Then R for reproduction. Then G for growth. So that is Mrs. Neg had. Mrs. Neck had. Mrs. Neck had. So had is competition, adaptation, and death. So I have here 10 characteristics. So number one, movement. Number two, respiration. Number three, sensitivity. Number four, nutrition. Number five, excretion. Number six, reproduction. Number seven, growth. Number eight, competition. Number nine, adaptation. Number 10, death. So nutrition, all organisms is capable of taking in, living organisms are capable of taking in food. Excretion, all organisms, all living organisms can excrete. So and reproduction, that's giving birth to giving rise to new offspring of their own kind. All living organisms can do that. So number one is movement. So movement may be movement. So movement may involve change in position or location of the organism, or the adjustment of different body parts to to different direction. That's movement. Then reasons why organisms move: number one, to search for safety; number two, to search for food; number three, to search for pleasure and comfort; number four, to search for partners; number five, to search for mates; number six, in response to stimuli. So these are the common reasons why organisms move. So movement is may be change of their body. They may bend away from sun, bend towards the sun. So and they may also respond to stimuli. Some organisms can, however, move, change their location, that is, move from one place to another, because of this: to search for safety, to search for food, to search for partners, to search for mates, and also in response to stimuli. Now, nutrition. Nutrition is the process by which living organisms take in food substance that is used to make nutrients and energy for their daily activities. So now, plants and some other organisms have special ability to make their foods by themselves, and they are called autotrophs. So there are some organisms that are capable of producing their food by themselves, and those organisms are called autotrophs. So and the process by which plants makes food for themselves is known as photosynthesis. It's known as photosynthesis. So animals do not have this special ability, and so all animals depend on plants and other animals for food. So and they are called heterotrophic. They are heterotrophic. Animals that feed on only plant are called herbivores, and e.g. we have goat, we have cow, we have sheep, so grasshopper. All animals that feed on only herbs are called herbivores. Then we have animals that feed on only flesh, and they are called carnivores. E.g. we have lion, we have cheetah, we have tiger, we have leopards, and so on and so forth. Animals that feed on animals that feed on both plant and animals are called omnivores, e.g. man or even pig. Other characteristics that of living things is excretion. Excretion, that's the removal of metabolic waste from the body. Examples are carbon dioxide, urine, sweat, excess water, and that's it. So then respiration. This is the process by which living organisms break down food to release energy. When we have our body has taken food, nutrition, and has broken down that food to give it the body with fuel called energy, or glucose, is called respiration. So the process by which our body harvests energy is called respiration. Now, reproduction is the ability of living organisms to produce young ones that look like them. And reproduction are of two types. We have this asexual reproduction involving only one parent. We have the sexual reproduction involving two parents, that is, one male parent and one female parent. All right. So stick under we have sensitivity. the ability of living organisms to respond to or react to changes in their environment. We have growth. Living organisms grow as a result of irreversible increase in the of body cells. So and the increase in size, we have competition. Living organisms compete for food, light, space, water and mate in order to survive and to be in continuous existence. Adaptation, this is the ability through which living organisms get used to various environments. Then death, living organisms have a definite lifespan. And so that will be all for today. Thank you for listening.